What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Shar. Y'all know what time it is. Hit the like button, turn your notification on, and subscribe to the channel because I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Listen, y'all make it do what it do, what it do, what it do. And remember to speak when you walk on in the chat because ain't nobody sleep with you last night. If you aren't following me on any forms of social media, go ahead and follow me at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X, and even now Patreon at Shar's Reality number 6. If you aren't following my backup page, go ahead and follow me at Shar's World number 6. All right, my Cash App and my email is linked in my bio section along with the description section of this video amongst other videos. Listen, this is not a chat for children, so if you're a child, you probably should exit stage left. Now that we got all the accolades out the way, hello and lottie-dottie to everybody. Let's jump into it. This is season 3, episode 7. We're recapping Love and Marriage DC. Okay, so the first scene, let's talk about the first scene, which is very interesting to me, might I add, because you know that the lady Terry, which is the life coach, she was coming on scenes per last episode, okay? But she came in the door with her guns blazing as if she had prior information or someone looped her into what was going on, okay? So let's not forget that she came in with the guns blazing. She immediately went to Joy, and most people watching the episode probably would have been like, yeah, Ashley got a hold of her the way she was coming at Joy, right? She sat next to her. She didn't even get a chance to feel her energy to say that she felt her energy. Okay, so definitely something was going on where she was leaked the information. Okay, it's like she took a little radar and was like, yeah, you, I want you, let's go. Okay, so with that being said, Joy immediately felt like she was being attacked or ambushed and not heard, right? So she gets up and she walks out, and of course Clifton runs behind her, and you know, they talk about it, and she says to Clifton, listen, I'm not lying, I have nothing to lie. You was a terrible dude when I knew you, but we weren't no real friends, okay? If you're a good dude now, okay, kudos to you, okay, toodles to you, all right? But when I knew you, you was a effed up individual, all right? Then back around to Sherelle. Sherelle is saying everybody is talking about her husband, and Black goes on to say that he wanted to confront Joy for saying the things that she said, basically in front of everybody, okay? He's glad that he was given that opportunity. And with that being said, so Joy and Clifton, she's like, look, it's Valentine's Day or a weekend, right? I have stuff planned for you. Let's get our and get up out of here, okay? So they definitely get up and walk out. And immediately, Ashley been saying the whole trip, the Petties should have just stayed home. The Petties just should have stayed home. Girl, you go home and don't come the hell back. All right, why are you so pressed about these people still coming out, doing what was asked of them, but choosing to stay in another house so that your ass can't target them, okay? Let's just make that plain because you know you be picking with those folks. I don't give a damn how you slice and dice it, at picking, right? Mean girl energy. With that being said, Joy and Clifton get up, walk out because you guys know that they are staying in another house separate from the cast, okay? So with that being said, Ashley again says, you know, just like Joy, she runs out, you know, she jump over loops to get out of the way so she's not confronted, basically, okay? They just should have stayed home, right? Something she's been saying the whole entire trip. Go on to the next part of that. The next morning is when Jamie and Eva comes downstairs all dressed, fully dressed, and for most people, like, where y'all fully dressed? Like, and Irana's like, y'all ain't make no breakfast, so we out of here, okay? We are going, and she didn't say where we were going, but the cast probably, oh, they're going with their friends, right? So, you know, Ashley and the rest of the cast is making fun. They're going with the peace, all right? Like, yeah, they're our friends, so we're going to go check in with them. They head out the door while the rest of the cast continue to mingle in the kitchen. So Irana decides, let's address the elephant in the room, okay? Irana's like, I didn't give the life coach the information. All I did was invite her to the house or tell her it would be a good idea for her to show up. Nothing more, nothing less. Irana asks Joy, you know, did you feel ambushed? And immediately Clifton jumps in and was like, look, if she didn't, I did, okay? He says, yes, he felt ambushed. It was a forced conversation. And if it was a conversation that needed to be had, it shouldn't have been done in a group effort, okay? And I agree, right? Some things just need to be done privately so folks don't feel like they have an audience. And with Ashley, you have to do it private with her because she's always trying to make a scene to me or prove a point that I am the big bad wolf. And I will violate everybody in here because that's my name, right? I feel like she's all the time trying to prove a point. I'm Ashley, the big bad wolf, and put some respect on my name. I feel like that is always her motive, okay? So Usher, which is Winter's boyfriend at the time or friend at the time, whatever they want to call themselves, he jumps in and he says that Joy wasn't necessarily talking trash. Sherelle was basically like, you should have went with Irena and Jamie if you were going to agree with them, okay? So Black goes on to say, and they're talking about the incident that happened the day before with the life coach and all of that, just so you guys remember. So Black goes on to say, which is Sherelle's husband, he says that, he knows Joy and he never see this. He said he don't know how you could try to defend the actions of yesterday. The actions were terrible. So Joy was like, and remember, they are in two separate spaces, okay? Because you got Joy, Clifton, Irena, and Jamie over having their separate breakfasts in a different location from Sherelle, Black, Ashley, and Quick, okay? So just keep in mind they're in two different locations. They're flipping back and forth to who's saying what, okay? So Joy says that, she didn't speak to her, that Ashley didn't speak to her all this time. So why are they basically trying to speak to her when Terry is there, okay? Irena says that she felt like they were in the middle, okay? Joy was like, sorry y'all in the middle, and sorry that we stay in a place that's basically unsafe this long, right? She didn't feel like, it will last this long, but it is. So she said she's apologizing to Irena for them being in the middle and staying in this unsafe, uncomfortable place for so long. She said she didn't come into the group to keep defending herself, okay, or her relationship. She got really, really emotional and started to cry. Irena tells her, look, Ashley keeps saying how much she loves you. Will you be willing to have a conversation? Joy's like, well, action speaks differently, but continue on, Irena, okay? Jamie said they will pull each other to the side and agree to have a conversation. He has no doubt in his mind that Ashley and Joy will be able to have a conversation. Irena jumps in and says that, have a conversation in a private setting, no extra spectators, right? And she believed that will work. Jamie says that when you go into that conversation, just try to admit your wrongs, right? Exchange your wrongs. Don't go in like it was you. Go in, admit your, and try to start there. So Joy's like, hey, I'm open. They all get up to leave. Now back at the house, Usher is defending, Usher says that I'm not defending her, but I understand, right? He says, I understand and forgiveness is necessary. He says that if you don't basically hear her out, you will not be in a space to forgive, right? So he's explaining to the group because they're all saying that he's a Petty's candidate, and he basically should have went with them. And they're really upset, especially Winter, okay? You can see the smoke coming out of her ears from Usher, her man, defending Joy, okay? Now, says that, he's not defending her. He basically understands where she's coming from. And if nobody is in a space to hear her out, then how could you forgive? Winter is basically uncomfortable. She gives this very uncomfortable laugh like, nigga, I know you ain't in here trying to defend her when you laid up with me. That's a no-go, okay? So Quick start telling Usher as if he has the room to do so, as if he ever hear Ashley out. But he start telling Usher, that he hears what he's saying, but Winter is basically not trying to hear none of that. And it's going to suck for him when his woman don't feel like he was on her team, okay? So he basically needs to backpedal, and he needs to agree with wrong because Winter do not agree with it. And let's be clear, Winter is wrong as hell, right? I don't take nothing that Usher is saying. I don't think that he's wrong. I think he's in a clear headspace. I think he's thinking outside of the box of that being my woman or someone that I'm dating. I think he's just, basically going off of morals in perspective, right? Dignity and character, and principle. And Winter can't handle that because Winter does not stand on principle nor morals, in my opinion, okay? So Usher not feeling the room at all. Winter's not happy that Usher didn't defend her. Black, she says that if Black is his friend for all of these years and he didn't basically defend his friend, what the hell would he do for her? All right. So she's basically not expecting him to step up to the plate for her because he threw his friend Black under the bus. Okay. So now back at the restaurant, you got Joy, Jamie, and Irena getting into the car to head back to the house where Ashley, Quick, Sherelle, and Black is at to see if Joy can have a conversation with Ashley. Okay. So Ashley is in the house and Irena's going to go in first because you guys know Irena probably don't want another episode where Ashley feels like she is defending Joy in her space. Like, how the hell could you do that? Okay, so Irena used wisdom in this type of situation and says, hey, Joy, you stay here. Let me go holler at her and let her know you're here in the car and see if she would have a conversation with you, okay? The people from the spa is there because you know that they are all getting ready at the house for a spa day. So Irena walks in to talk to Ashley first. Before that time, Irena finds Ashley and let Ashley know, hey, Joy is in the car, okay? She's willing to have a conversation. Ashley was like, she's basically rolling her eyes up in the air. She's not trying to hear it. Irena is like, look, are you open to have this conversation with Joy? Irena was like, she think that Ashley missed Joy. Joy made it very clear, like, no, sis, I do not miss her. If she don't like my husband, basically, there's no way that we can ever have a conversation or be on good terms again. And she made it very clear to me, she doesn't care to my husband. So what the hell would we be really doing here after all? Okay. So Irena was like, just basically have the conversation already. I hear what you're saying, but have the conversation. She's out in the car, but unless y'all going to have a conversation with no bull, no yelling, no screaming, no fighting, child, I'm going to leave her in the car. So Ashley was like, I need a drink and I need to talk to my husband, which I didn't understand why you need to talk to your husband. Your husband clearly made it clear that you are wearing the pants in this type of situation and he's going to ride with you with whatever you choose to do. So I just felt like that was a cop-out and a way for her to make her final decision, okay? So Joy is in the car at this point for about 15 minutes waiting for answers, like, are we going to talk or not, okay? Basically, she's agreeing that maybe this was not the best time for her to come. She says that this is the third time, and if it doesn't work this time, she's basically going to stop trying. And I agree. She tried more than a normal person because I would have been done. All right. I would not have given Ashley that much time of the day, and I would not giving her the idea that I'm kissing her behind. No, that wouldn't have worked for me. Okay. So now you got Jamie, Black, and Quick having a conversation, and Black is asking Jamie what is his perspective on yesterday, how the whole thing went down. Jamie is like, the whole back and forth had nothing to do with it. He says he loved everybody, right? And he hates that he is in the middle. Okay, so Jamie's telling Quick that Clifton don't feel he disrespected his wife because Ashley don't know how. He basically feels that Ashley didn't take what Clifton said with a grain of salt because she don't know him. Unlike Jamie and Ashley, relationship, right? And Quick jump in, well, I don't know him either, right? But what I do know is that if my wife says that she is uncomfortable, I'm riding with my wife no matter what. And I understand that, right? But again, you're a whole man. You should be able to pipe Ashley down, which you do not do. You let Ashley run rapid on the regular basis. And Ashley be lying. That's why I'm glad Irena continues to call her out. Girl, that is not what happened. That man did not jump in your face nor press up against you like you are insinuating. So basically, Irena keeps a muzzle on Ashley and Ashley does not like it. And I'm like, go off, Irena. Keep telling her the truth. Sis, it did not happen like that. I don't know what world you living in. I don't know what ideas done popped in your head, but this man did not pop off to you the way you are explaining it to your husband. But it doesn't matter because Quick says I'm riding with my wife, whether she lying or telling the truth, okay? So Irena tells Ashley she's in the middle and she gets very emotional and she says that she don't want to pick sides Ashley says that she don't feel that Irena she hasn't been neutral situation. Joy is there because Jamie and her had a conversation with Joy to see if she wanted to have a conversation. If she wasn't neutral, that would have never happened, okay? She says, look, we need to cut all the bull, and we don't want to take this crap back to DC. Ashley and Quick has this conversation because remember, Ashley says she has to basically smooth it over with Quick and see if this is the best idea for her to have a conversation with Joy. So Ashley tells Quick that Joy is in the car and she's here. She wants to have a conversation, but she don't want to do it right now. So Quick is like, you look like you really pretty much made up your mind already and you just here to see what I have to say. And she says, yeah, I don't want to have a conversation with her right now. It's too soon. And she don't want to do it. So Quick was like, whatever you want to do, I'm down with you. Like I said, he doesn't have a mind of his own. Ashley's running that, okay? So Ashley goes out to the spa area where Irena is getting her, it looks like a manicure done. And she tells Irena, look, I'm not interested in it. Not right now. And it's too soon. 3 tries, and we just not there. Irena's like, you want me to send her home? And this is where I say that Ashley is getting what she wants. Ashley been saying the whole entire trip, why don't they go home? Why don't they go home? Why don't they go home? So I think this decision for her to send Joy on her way without having a conversation now is feeding Ashley ego, because she wanted them to go home all along. So now by her sending Irena out to tell Joy that she don't want to have a conversation with her, she's not interested in it, and it's too soon, it's feeding her ego in the notion, send her home. Okay, so she's basically, in the inside, is satisfied, like, yes, she ain't want to go home. Now I'm going to send her home. Okay. And I'm not having a conversation. So I'm getting what I want. I genuinely feel like that is the case. Okay, so Irena go ahead and march herself out to the car and tell Joy that Ashley said she don't want to have a conversation with her. Joy is pissed. She jumps back in that car. She's like, look, 3 tries, I am done. She was like, I love you, girl. I'm out of here. And I don't blame her. 3 tries was way too many, okay? So now you got Irena and Jamie in the bedroom, packing up, ready to go home, talking about the trip, how it started, and how it started pretty crappy in the beginning, how Irena was hoping that she could have cleared the air between the two of them. Jamie was like, look, we did our part. We're not in high school. We're going to just pray on it, okay? Then it fast forward to Quick and Ashley, and Ashley just wants to go home. Quick is like, overall, we ended it on a good note, hoping that they could stay on this, on this good wave. They would consider it good because they got what they wanted. That's what I say, okay? Black and Sherelle is in the room. Sherelle asks Black, how do you feel that you had the conversation? Basically, he didn't feel like the conversation got anywhere, okay? He didn't, he wasn't excited about it because the conversation did not get anywhere, okay? But he did get a chance to voice his opinion in front of the group. And it feels good, right? You got Winter and Usher, and Winter is in her feelings. She's basically upset that Usher took up for Joy, and she was not feeling that. She's like, but she's going to try to let it roll off her shoulder because she's going to try to keep in a good space. And Usher feel like the trip went well, and he's knocking his wall down because he feel like they are now bonded together. And she ain't going nowhere and he ain't going nowhere. But she's like, look, you're going to have a rude awakening because little do you know, I am not feeling your actions at all. So everybody walks out and they're getting ready to go back home. And the final scene is Jamie meets with his friend about basically how his life of being a police officer in the homicide section of it has basically trickled down to home. And this is a really hard scene to watch because a lot of people do not tell about this, right? You retire, you go home, you live happily ever after. But home is not so happy after retirement because Jamie is having nightmares. He's basically lashing out on his family in different type of scenarios. He can't even have a decent conversation with Jamie, little Jamie, being a father, because in the middle of Jamie responding in a way that little Jamie responded in a way that big Jamie do not approve of, he just gets up and blow up and treat him like a suspect rather than a son. Okay. So he's basically, his friend is telling him, it's going to get better. Basically continue, getting the help that you need. And Jamie becomes very, very, very emotional. And I'm telling you, that was not for TV, the fake or the phony, child. That was a real moment. He was genuinely crying. He felt, okay? Now, here's one of the things that I really commend about Jamie. When we saw that episode of him and little Jamie blowing up, I was upset with Jamie. Like, you can't hear him right now. Why do you feel like you got to push over him like that? So for Jamie to spin the block and be like, you know what? I didn't handle that in the best way, but I understand why, okay? I probably treat 50%, and he didn't say that, but he's saying, look, I probably treat about 50% of my situations like it's a homicide situation, okay? And I basically need to get help to get into a better space, okay? And that's the end of that recap, guys. I think that was an overall, I'm going to give the episode a 7. Matter of fact, I'm going to give the episode an 8. I think overall it was a really good episode, and I love that everybody stood on business except for Ashley, right? Ashley is a mean girl in my opinion. You guys meet me in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this episode. Until next time, checkmates. Bye.